Abusianfo ne adɔfo a nyina akɔ ababiem Alpha OneTV aha na oban nsɛm a ɛden so beto other platforms no aha ne chinchin kɔsɔne so ne didi hia na bro to adaroma won subscribe ya na se ne didi kana hwe ya no subscribe and send bia so dan de nyina be keep updated also nsaka bia no like and share amonu aso de enye beauty enye bia hwe no so hudi ko bia sebre yemfe ne nchim ne nka de won nchim ene na John Dramani Mahama ni thank you to no oje na washa se a voter region yinyina im say voter region de ukọ ohene Kesi oho pa no a chese intimi nkonja emu ba ko ne 叶Togbe Afede a chese oho no na sabre Mahama ekomiti ana se bia o sha se free no 叶Togbe Afede akasa ne nsema waka no timse na during akofa do bemu no na opese woka na so no han koka na won kana asem krampo dru ha no yozi so ifru akwan so na okoka debi sabre 叶Togbe Afede pour ne heart out na nsema woka no ano hie pa wa Mahama basu yi pa ka chen se eniema wo ye ona mamum no asi se why president say 4 years ago and the second term or to also the speed or the power the ministers in the ground it is unprecedented just ye hu bida our bonabaso pa ya just enya asem no ka che Mahama say niema wo she boni nyina wo she odi so na wa bei brabe correct all the wrongs akofado ne nkrofo ye or say how are ya femuno injustice chese atentrene chese eniho ama ya for ho chiomo democracy nyina enjoy no omonkwan ba ya ose omu dia be wia Ghana for ose democracy no omu dia be ha Ghana for na biaye opese Mahama investigating so odia tuja also or investigating on PDS or investigating on Ameridio or investigating on ambulance just say okujeta black akofa by no or investigating on a cathedral or investigating on a drip just say the drip requires some machines in 叶Togbe Afede kasa ye pa yen sebre nkuti ne hwensema or the other to you.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic, it is a great honor and privilege for me to welcome you and your very distinguished entourage to home, and I do so on behalf of all the chiefs, the queens, and the people of the Volta region. It's a great joy for us to see you, and it's a great honor for us that you have chosen to commence your thank you tour here in the Volta region. An acknowledgement by you of the important role that the people of this region have played in your phenomenal electoral victory. We congratulate you for this phenomenal feat. We congratulate you and thank you for bringing so much joy to the people of Ghana. Your victory was not just a victory for the NDC, but it's indeed a national victory. And the fact that the whole nation has been in joyous mood has been evident from the very day your victory was confirmed. And we are particularly proud because of the special relationship between you and our region. I'm happy to see so many happy faces here. And that is also what we see across Accra and elsewhere. Happiness is the desire of every Ghanaian, and indeed every human being. And that is actually the essence of living. And its importance has been acknowledged in our Constitution under the directive principles of state policy. For our young compatriots who are in school, their happiness to derive from attending classes in beautiful classrooms and under beautiful conditions. For adults among us, the joy derives from having well-paying, stable jobs that allow them to afford the basic necessities of life. And for our pensioners, joy comes from having secured pensions that allow them to live comfortably for the rest of their lives. But the joy for all of us, the happiness that we want, extends beyond just basic survival. We need good roads, and we need everything that will make life comfortable. And as I said already, the emphasis on happiness has been established in our Constitution, which requires that government shall ensure that our economy is managed prudently to ensure the delivery of the basic necessities of life to all Ghanaians, to ensure good living standards, and also to ensure the happiness of all. Your Excellency, I believe our country has made significant progress over the years, and we have all lived in great hope of making our nation great until very recently. So, Your Excellency, the hopes of an entire nation rest so much on your shoulders. As I said, we've been making progress until recently, until we came under a brand of democracy that was defined as property-owning democracy. A type of democracy that seems to thrive on disrespect for the truth and for the rule of law, lawlessness and impunity, injustice and inequality. Justice no longer has been available to all. Of course, we know it's always been a very lucrative business in the hands of a lucrative profession. But we know that recently our justice system has become bastardized to facilitate the interests of a few. That has allowed corruption to flourish in our country. We all are aware of the PDS scandal, a cathedral hole that has cost the nation $58 million. We are aware of the Ameri scandal. We are aware of the ambulance purchases that include stocks of peppers. We also are aware of the hurriedly implemented DRIP program that aimed at converting our assemblies into road contractors. The corruption that we've suffered over the years have been helped by the reckless management of our economy, where we saw what I call predatory policies that were structured to benefit a select few. We have had bad approach to monetary policy management that saw the reckless printing of currency And we are seeing the Bank of Ghana completing head office building that's supposed to cost almost $300 million US. That could have built more than 20 of the stadium that Goldfields built in Takwa for $13 million. We are trying to compare here one head office building to more than 20 10,000 capacity size stadiums. That is the sense of recklessness that we have suffered in our country. This was also helped by a bastardization of our institutions. So our democratic institutions could no longer work to protect the interests of the masses of our people. A few have exploited our democracy for their personal gain. They've converted it into an enterprise that benefits them. There are people who are consumed by privilege and who will respect every decision only to the extent that it benefits them. So, Your Excellency, contrary to the aspirations of our people, as expressed in our Constitution, our national anthem, and etc., for happiness in an economy that is growing, what we have suffered recently was a collapsed economy that has put our country under severe debt, with our currency depreciating every day, inflation skyrocketing, joblessness became the order that has made life difficult for our young graduates. Your Excellency, our country, we all know, was bankrupt, and that is why we are able to pay our debts. We have been told, or we learned from very early ages, how reliable investments in government securities were. But we have learned a new lesson that it's not always so. Living in its wake, a lot of suffering by our compatriots who have lent their monies to government. And the worst victims have been our pensioners who had no other source of income. Ghanaians have suffered a lot and are still suffering, which is why there's so much desperation among Ghanaians to travel abroad. And survey has shown that majority of Ghanaians, given the chance, would leave our dear country in search of greener pastures elsewhere. Crime has been on the increase for that reason, and so has been the suicide rate. Your Excellency, this is why Ghanaians have voted massively for you. Ghanaians have endorsed your call for change. They have endorsed your promise of change. That is why I say the hope of Ghanaians rests squarely on your shoulders. Ghanaians have welcomed your reset agenda, featuring a brave fight against corruption. Your idea of a 24-hour economy that would expand production and expand jobs is a very great initiative that I personally believe in. As someone who operates a factory, I know that if I can get my factory to run 3 shifts, it would mean that we are trebling at least our production labor force. So, Excellency, thank you very much for a policy that promises a lot for the people of Ghana. had a call from a friend yesterday. He called from the United States. He was aware of how anxious we were to see change. And then he asked me, Togbe, how is your new government doing? I was so proud to say, so far, so good. Your Excellency, Ghanaians appreciate the fact that you are moving at the speed of light. I'm a very, very ambitious, hardworking person, but I'm so impressed by the number of things you have achieved within this short period. Sometimes your government begins to look like one that has been in place for a very long time. The speed with which you appointed your ministers, well, Ghanaians will say unprecedented. And you fulfilled your promise of limiting the size of your government. And you are delivering that promise right from the onset. Oral. Oral was great news for all of us. It's bad enough to suffer, but it's worse to know that you are suffering because a few people think they deserve all that the state has to offer and get themselves involved in a desperate scramble for our limited resources and our property owning democracy. We support all your intentions, all your plans to retrieve everything that was lost. Funds that were stolen, lands that were stolen, buildings and etc. Your Excellency, you have our fullest support. And we are particularly excited by the fact that you desire to make it unattractive for anybody to embark on that road. And that is why you have won your own appointees to look elsewhere if they intend to make money. It's our hope that they will respect this prescription of yours. And indeed, you've actually asked your appointees to declare their assets, and that's also very heartwarming. I'm also impressed about the speed with which you quickly constituted your constitutional review committee. I've always said it that our constitution has outlived its usefulness. It is partly the reason why impunity has thrived, by the reason why people take national assets without any fear of retribution. And it's heartwarming that you are doing this, particularly because we've always said that one bad part of the Constitution is the enormous powers given to the president. That you are willing to look at this is very heartwarming. It demonstrates your absolute commitment to the interests of our country and to the progress and the happiness of our people. I also have enjoyed so much watching you try to restore Ghana's image through your travels.
We see for it to go Afede na just any abra just say odwiri ni megu ho pa ya just say enya senketo na nsema waka no Timse ahye ne boache na no pe this platform wa twen ache wo hwe ne dimi na timse no pe this eye platform aka na nipa person ka che no utimse ono no the right person within anymore or kasa che no. There is no way sa akofo da besra no ageka we chire no enyi ubesra chire no aka che ne say na memu ni kuyi no pro baby atena by niema ye nyina ye tie sabri. There is no way sa akofo da betena na ageka sa niema na che no hwe ensema wo keka esisi so pepepepepepe na hwe time oka ora obo ora kekewo hwe de we akra do won ye de eboje so omutin edin ora no nkwan. That means policies are odo a Mahama ediba no eye bebo Ghana for nanso Kesi atale ho ora no anytime be beka ora bia na Ghana for any age. This policy a Ghana for nyina de ehwe kwan dentia moa na mode exposition ne ba bontin ibu ho yinim dada but dodo na moa na mde bai omu wia yen omu de 60 million bu so 60 million Ghana cedis when was you transfer iskako unknown account chese nyama basa inti se mode nyama we nyina bana se ora na ba sisi no bora ni dia na Ghana fu nyina eboje so no ka che John Dramani Mahama se osere no ma ma Ghana fu sensi fom nieme bia ya fa no kwan bone so no ye wia ene eye sika eye state land eye car eye asset bia resources bia ye wia no kwan bone so no onji ni nyina na nyese wo oji keke oji no asa punish omo ojina na o punish omo na set as a deterrent ama obibia no this information e de eto ho eye papa Spodgbe Afede nsem na o kan no eye nsem a tim say the near break. That is the reason why obobo niema so specific scandals no bobo so onka ze bra be ye de o chiro bia ya fu ni chire e bia na urefi so si ambulance scandal investigate or say drip investigate or say Ameri investigate or say PDS investigate National Cathedral investigate reckless borrowing investigate Sikaira investigate obobo niema bebre na fine pese ebewi ase no na akwa say na ye lip service keke na akwa say campaign yumbi na moto keke pese be kwa yesa pese be kwa na woni akofo adomemo no different shedenim pese be kwa yesa Ghana for who the potential in you so they know say John Dramani Mahama obitima hedumani. That is the reason why over the bigger government I just say o MPs no do so no say the one kasa kan unhu de onform yempo omodo so ye pa so enyema we anase enmunyam ya Ghana for ahye no memmo sense from that ura no make sure say odi beye adwuma oji niema na no apanish yomo sa niema ya eye papa Spodgbe Afede kase GM investigate no enye grassroots for na sa niema na kodi omo eye mpanimfo ano mo deda eye party na no na N.Addo ni ministers ni MPs sankrofo ya na be investigate omo so ohwe GM ano bonisem no boni trikwa since sabe pressure be da NPPs for so no enye pressure ketwa ma feel akotena fi sisi ne se nim sentase na achi omo so omo da na omo ni se dai bi no omo su omo adwen ho omo ntiase na yenyina etwen se GM ben share ni ministers ni deputy nkrofo nyina in na omo share dwumase na tension pressure na de at eswati na Afede or force omo emomo ye niema e wose de omo ye as you say the agrobi na yebeka NPP for moody someone ya no mo kasa agrobi no moody so right now no Spodgbe Afede actually say maybe a trim no one who akokasa injustice ayema o case ko Supreme Court Ghana ni onko law school da was unanimous 7 be as yampa na unanimous 7 na ye adwuma a chese bomu 7 judges on metna case ni so nyina no no mako NPP side mu pa ko mpo enkase case we die minimum nya adwen anytime be an NPP for ni ewini amakanda pa akwa no ye former national security coordinator bed ebekan bi so yet to go Afede and Achase wachichi ni mu yi abo Mahama baso oda ne se onye de se no nche sankrofo no nji ni ma ne de emaye 24 hours economy o kan wansan kakra bit ma chi adwon the comment section subscribe na share ma on your series inye binti na hu so hu de ko bia